guy, he continues, and so now the person who was there for me, it was his elder sister. She was there. She even came to my house where I was coming from. She knew where I was staying. But the person that I was staying and sleeping with, and the person that I said I love, he doesn't even know where I'm coming from. He doesn't know my background. He doesn't know anyone from my family. But me, now I know every family of his. Okay, fine. And then the child gets born in November, and then they ask me to come in December so that they can see the child. I was like, okay, fine. Even though I don't have any relation with him and everything, but they don't deserve what is happening between me and him. And to them, let me tell you something. I never knew would see us black people, we hate each other to that extent. And the racism between one another, it is so horrible.
What do they call this? Is it not this thing? Culturism?
Culturism, yes.
I think there's a word, man, but
I don't
think,
know.
let's call it
It's
culturism, right? Like when they don't like you because you're not part of their culture and don't do things their way. Yeah.
It was so bad. It was so bad. Ngihlale ngisho ukuthi mina ngangifela uZuma. Because uZuma uyena wayesaphatha at the time.
Yeah.
Yo, ngangimfela loya baba. But it's fine. And then they will be like, yeah, Zulu people, they are dumb. Like, when I'm a president, Zuma, like, he's also dumb and everything.
Wait, they would say that to your face?
Yes. Huh. They will say that into my face. And I'll be like, okay. And then when I went there with the child, they saw the child and everything. And then it went to a point because now I'm analyzing what these people are saying. And they will speak Sotho knowing that I don't understand. And they will gossip. You know, I always say I hate gossip because of that family. Like, I hate gossip because of that family. But there's those people that can gossip in front of you while you are here.
You won't know.
And you won't know. You wouldn't know. Like, they have this slang of what they're doing.
But then when you are now, visiting the family and the family comes to see the where is your baby daddy at this point?
He's there.
He's also there. So you guys, though, are not having any relationship. Would he call for the child? Would he send money for the child?
The person who was sending money for the child, it was the sister.
Okay.
He will just come maybe if there were doctor's visits, and then he will take us to the clinic and then bring us back. And then if he wants to see the child, he will come when I'm not around because he knew that I'm working late shifts.
Okay.
Because I never got to stay 3 months with my child. After 1 month giving birth, I went back to work because
you had already taken also that month and a half leave.
Exactly. So I had to work, like, go back. And then with the salary that I was getting, I needed to buy food and pay rent. So she was helping me by paying for the full-time nanny that I was staying with and buying clothes and food.
Wow.
I don't know what he was doing. Besides, like, taking us to the clinic and coming to check on the child and everything, of which I think that is still something that is up to date. So up until she got tired. And then she asked me, like, how much are you getting paid at Truett's? I'm like, 4K. And then she was like, what is your notice period? I'm like, 30 days. And I was like, okay, please resign, and then take the child to stay with my mom. And then we'll work on something out, not knowing that she's planning to hire me to come work for her company because she's a very successful person. Okay. So I did that, and because I trusted her. And then I took the child to go stay with her mom and everything. Till today, I'm still asking myself whether that was coming from her heart or it was something that was planned. I'll tell you why I'm saying that. So, and then I did that.
How old was the baby at that time?
5 months now.
5 months, okay.
5 months. Like, she was like, I'm tired because my brother, she will never want to work. He will never want to go, like, find a job and everything so that he can be able to take care of the child if I keep on doing things for him.
And that was his only child?
That's what I believed.
At that time? Okay. Okay.
So, okay. And then I took the child to stay with his mom, Owamie. I think I worked, okay, and then she hires me. And that time, I think it was a new field for me of corporate environment. And then I was still learning new things. Like, they were teaching me and everything. And then his younger sister was also working there. She never liked me also. So it was a very bad 2 years of my life working there. Thank you for the experience that they gave me, because it's what got me here today to be like in this industry that I am.
But then, just for us to understand, you were earning 4,000 in Truworth,
and then
how
she
much?
topped it up with another 4K. So now I'm earning 8,000 rand.
Oh, that's good.
It's like, okay, fine. And then when I went back to ask for my child back, because now I'm earning better, I can,
Take
afford
care,
to pay rent, buy food, and then take care of the child. The mother, she stood on the street and was like, yeah, the time you were still earning peanuts at Truworth, you didn't care to take this child and everything. So now, because you think that you're earning better, you want to take away this child and everything. Like, those neighbors, they know me.
After how long? Like, you would say maybe how many months later did you want to go fetch the baby?
I think after 6 or 7 months, when she was there.
Yeah.
And then, mind you, this is a family business. So everything that I'm doing, this younger one, she's telling them. And she had this habit of like calling her mom, and then it's like, where's Tato Hats? My daughter, she's Tato Hats. I don't mind sharing her name because she's my blood, and I'll never reject her. Her name is Tato Hats, but the name that I gave her is Nkanyezi because I love stars. So she's Nkanyezi. And then my grandmother, she gave her the name Michaela.
Okay.
And she was like, I'm naming her Michaela because she'll be the one who's fighting your battles. But I always say, that statement is happening the other way around, because I'm the one who's fighting her battles right now. So I was like, okay, fine. So it's like, how is Tato? And then she'll just switch off the phone. I'm there. And then she'll just switch off the phone. It's like, did you call your daughter? I'm like, when? What time will I call her while I'm here? You have rights because you call her and everything. And then everyone in the office, they used to see what was happening and everything. So that's when I saw, was like, there's something wrong that is happening here. So I kept on emphasizing that I want my child back. I want my child back. And she like kept on saying those things. You could see, me, I want my child because now I'm earning better and everything. The time I was still earning peanuts and everything.
Yes.
And I'll go back to the system like, your mom, she's saying this and that and that and that and that. And then they used to think that she was helping me to say those things or whatever, or, assisting me in somehow to take away the child and everything. That's when they started now. Oh, before they served me as an unfit mother. They did, we were having this conversation at work that me, I'm a Christian. And then I was asking that, abantu bamadlozi, like, how does amadlozi accept a child that was stolen and dingahlawuliwe? How do you introduce the child
to your ancestors?
To your ancestors.
Yes.
Like, amadlozi, like, bashayan. What are they doing to this family since they're doing this and that? And then this guy was like, no. Did they do something or a ceremony for her and everything? Like, slaughter a sheep.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, they did that, but I thought it was, a party since she was turning 1. It's like, no, they robbed you. They're not even supposed to do that, because if she introduced to your family ancestors, no. But they're doing that to introduce her to amadlozi akhona. So I was like, okay, fine. And then, okay, they did the ceremony and everything. And then after some months later, I went back. So this grandmother, the grandmother is the main common denominator. And those So, okay.
Like saying I'm a bitch, even people around Velcom know me.
Hey.
Wow.
So I was like, okay. And now I'm realizing, this woman, she's raising my child. And she speaks like this. Like she's doing.
And it's your daughter.
Exactly. I'm like, now I started like, and then I'm like, okay, I'm going to KZN and then I'm going to come and fetch you, Tato. Because I've booked a bus going back to KZN. I wanted to meet my family also and everything. And then she was like, okay, cool. We just keep on communicating and everything. Mind you, this person, they were like, I'm not data. When I call, like, I don't have airtime. Fagi airtime so that you'll be able to speak to your child. And then not knowing Gusi, they were not staying with the child. The child was staying at the nanny's house. And then, like, they tried to make me understand that she has arthritis and she's sick.
Then why
so she
take
can't,
the child to the
do
nanny when
washing and
you
everything,
want
so
your
the
child?
is staying there.
What?
I'm like, okay, that didn't sit well with me. But I was like, you know what? I need to have a plan because these people, they're smart and they know how to speak and they know that there's no one in my family. Hence, I started talking about my background. Who's gonna come and fight
for you?
So I'm just doing the fighting all alone, and they took advantage of that. That how na family must claim.
And on top of that, your livelihood depends on them because you're working in their family business. I'm
like, okay, fine. And then I resigned. Before this whole havoc happened, I resigned, and then I got another job. So now when I keep on communicating with the grandmother, I'm like, I'm gonna fetch Tato to go to KZN and everything and whatsoever. And then she's like, okay, she's agreeing. Like everything is normal. But when I get there, I get her boyfriend. The boyfriend is like, hey, Nicole, like you can't take Tato hats. I'm like, why? He's like, no, he gives me a letter. I'm like, okay, I'm going to read this letter because there's a car waiting for me outside. I'm going to read it on the way. And he's like, no, the letter says that you can't take the child. I'm like, how come? And then he's like, no, read it. I'm like, okay, I tell this guy, it's like, leave. Because they stay near the police station. And then I went to the police station. I gave this lady, I'm like, can you please read for me what is happening here? And then she's like, when did you leave this child with these people and what was the agreement? And then I tell her, and she's like, hey, unfortunately, you can't leave because these people, they are declaring you as an unfit mother.
How old was your daughter at this point? 2 years. When last had you seen her before when you went there?
Owamie, that place was my home. I never used to go home anymore. Like, I was forever in Velcom, posting in Velcom because I needed to see my child. So, and when I'm saying that in December, I need to take her, they'll just create a ceremony that will be happening or a party or a gathering, a family gathering that will make me spend Christmas and New Year's Day.
But you were still there with your child. Yeah.
So they declared me as an unfit mother and everything. I didn't bring any toothbrush. I didn't bring anything. I need to appear in court the following day. I went there. I was like, okay, I slept at some other friend's house. And then I remember, like, I'm not sure whether my child, she still remembers those memories, but I remember that she was crying for me. And then the following day we appeared. Guy pulls up with his whole family, mother and the boyfriend and the child. They pulled up. And then, unfortunately, she was not allowed to get in. It was only me and him. And then they did a parental agreement. Oh, guys. Like, I think that was the worst mistake that I had. And, like, not being educated with these things, not knowing. You'll end up signing for something that you don't even know or agreeing to something that you don't even know. Me, I know. See, I didn't even want to listen to what was going on there. I just wanted to sign and live with my child because that's what they said. It was, he will give you a child now and then you live with her. I was like, okay, fine. And then I signed. I was like, I'm going to read this, at home. I signed that parental agreement, of which it favors them to stay with the child. Me, I'm an unfit mother and everything because they don't know my address where I'm staying. They don't even know whether I'm working or not. They stated all of those things. I'm like, okay, when I get home, I sent the guy a message. I'm like, you know what you guys did, it was very horrible. And I don't know where you're getting this idea from. So from now on, can I just stay with my child? And then if you want to see her, you can always come here. I think I deserve a chance to stay with her and raise her now. Like you guys, you've been postponing and refusing and making excuses. But now I don't trust you because you like declaring me as an unfit mother. From when? I was talking to your mother coming there. She never said anything. In fact, she just ran away and left the child with the boyfriend.
Who the boyfriend is not even the grandfather. So men of these days are horrible. You understand? This old man, the boyfriend, can do something to this child. I'm not saying that he will, but I'm saying we've had cases of people that are related by blood, things like this happening? What more of a step grandfather? That's
Leave
stupid.
that the child where she was saying because the grandmother had arthritis and she can't take care of a small baby in that family. Okay, fine. And then, okay, it continued. And then he was like, okay, you want to stay with the child, it's fine. But can I come and see her one last time? I'm like, okay, you can come. And he's like, please send your address. This guy, he doesn't know where I stay or where I'm coming from. But that day, he knew how to drive from Velkom, from Free State Velkom to Durban, Umlazi, for the child. And he was like, where must I meet you? I'm like, no, let's meet at the mall, you know, because at the end of the day, you didn't pay here. And I've already told people from Hormuz what you did. I don't think it will be a welcoming situation. I'm like, okay, fine, let's meet at the mall. He comes into the mall, and then I go with my daughter. We went to Debonairs, and then he buys a pizza. I'm thinking that he's going alone. And then when we're going out from the parking lot, the police come. The police come, and then they're like, yeah, sister. And then he grabs the child. He gets in. They get into the car with his girlfriend. By the time that girlfriend, they get inside the car, and then he shows them the papers of which is a parental agreement. He leaves, like he just vanished. Now I was left alone with the school bag and the police. The police, they're trying to explain to me that what I'm doing is wrong because I can get arrested. I'm violating the law because I'm breaking the parental agreement and
What
everything.
did the parental agreement say? Because they said that you can go with her. A parental agreement, does that not
The
mean that you
parental
guys
agreement-
both share the child?
We do share the child, but now, so to him, he was like, me, I'm stealing the child because I'm telling him that I don't want to return the child. I want her to stay with me. So I've broken the parental agreement by sending
He
him
sent
this.
that text.
So he's like, this person doesn't want to bring back my child anymore.
But how long
while
had the
parental
child
agreement
gone?
states that the child needs to remain with me.
So what do you do then?
I'm like, okay. And so the cops, they were like, let's go back to the police station so that we can explain how does this work. I'm like, okay. Did he pitch to the police station? He switched off his phone and left. And then I was like, okay. And I even wrote a complaint to SAPS in KZN. And then I think after 3 days, the station commander summoned me to explain what really went down. The only explanation that I could get, it was like the guy spoke another language that they didn't understand.
So then how do they bring a person to you when they don't understand the language? Because him now taking the child from you, he's now also breaking the parental agreement because the child is supposed to be shared, right?
So I was like, so when he came to you, the language you did understand. So now when he's taking the child, you don't know and you don't understand the language. And then they were like, okay, yeah, we're trying to explain that it was wrong. You were about to get arrested because you did violate the law. I'm like, which law did I violate? Because I did send this guy a message saying that I want the child to stay with me, and he agreed. And it's like, yeah, we don't know that whether he agreed or what, but the parental agreement doesn't allow you to stay with your child. I'm like, okay, fine. It's okay. Like, I just let it go. Owamie, from there, I think 3 years after that, I just shut down. I remember there was a 2 years where I wasn't communicating, I wasn't saying anything because mentally I was just frustrated and I shut down. I was like, this can't be happening. I just shut down. I was like, you know what? It's okay. Let it happen. Because I was still also trying to process it. And during that time and that moment, I became a bitter woman, a very angry person. I was just like drinking every now and then. I thought like the life was just an end for me because this is my first child. And this person, like, I know him and his family, they doing this. Like, I didn't even know, there are families who can do such an evil thing.
Did you ever communicate with his sister that you guys were very close
She
at first?
knew. That's why I'm saying that that's why I said at first, I don't know whether it was coming from a good heart or this whole thing was planned. So we kept on communicating, and I just shut down because, number one, the child it doesn't even speak, doesn't know how to speak. And even if she does speak, she only understands Sotho language. She doesn't even, she would never even.
So now you and your daughter can't even communicate.
We can't. There was no communication from the first and the beginning. And then I tried, like I think on the third year, I tried to reach out again, like going back because I was tired or I mean to go to Velcom all the time. I'm going to Velcom. I don't even go home. Now I'm becoming this family, like, I don't know, last born child. And I don't like that. Why the child can't visit me? Okay, I was like, okay, fine. And then I let it go. And then I reappealed the case. When I reappealed the case, they played delay tactics. The guy doesn't pitch. His phone is off. He didn't get this and he didn't get that. Like it was just an on and off thing, on and off thing. And then I decided to engage again. So now I'm playing the part of going back to visit. Like and coming back, going back to visit because I was like, let me just let the drama, because I don't like to talk and everything. Okay. When I approach it again, like reappeal the case in 2022, because it's so frustrating and draining. And I always say, Guti, for me to find peace about this whole thing that is happening, because now I was starting to analyze my mom's situation and how we ended up staying with our father and the things that we were told about her. I'm starting to think, Guti, this is exactly what they're also telling her until I witness it myself. Okay, now I'm trying to make sure that I form a relationship and everything. You know that women will be like, "Eh, bana baka ba betsa bana lima tikats," and I didn't know what is tikatsi mean at that time. So when I asked, like, what does tikatsi mean? Tikatsi, it means it's febe in Sotho language. I'm like, oh, okay. And when I'm there, I used to record them, because I wanted to know what they're saying about me. I normally like record them and everything. So, and they didn't care. And they will never care. Sometimes I'll even call one of my friends. I'm like, just keep quiet and listen to whatever things that they were saying. Like the grandmother will like, ang record like, I don't care. I don't fucking care and everything. I have a video where I just came unannounced. I was like, I'm on my way. I just came to see Tad or Inana. And it's like, okay. And then when she was coming in, she was so surprised that I'm there. And then she started crying. So I just held her. I'm like, are you okay? And like, I'm so happy that you are here. All that video, people who knows me, I always post that video. And people, they know what I'm going through. Like, it's the music too that I voice out every time. Even if you are new, I always speak about her.
How old was she at that time when she was now crying?
She was 6.
Okay.
She was 6 or 7. I think she was 6. And then she's like, I'm so happy that you are here. I'm like, and then she's like, oh, ring. No, she's saying that she's so happy that I'm here. So, and then she's like, oh, ring. Like, she's saying that she's so happy that I'm here. He's like, wait, saying, when that's hard, like, so I think she knew what was happening. And she knew that she can tell me. I'm like, okay, fine. And then she just cried. It was an emotional video. And I was like, okay, there's something happening here. And obviously she can't say it in front of her, because even when I'm calling her Owamie, she'll be like, okay, all right, okay, bye-bye. That's it. That's the only language that she knows when she's speaking to me. And then I called the father, like the baby did. I'm like, your child, she doesn't want to speak. And then he was like, maybe there will be people around her. She doesn't speak when there are people around her. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, no, try to call her when maybe she's not around people. And when she's not around people, she's bubbly. She speaks. And then I'm like, okay. So I've noticed that she's very scared of her grandmother. She's very scared of her aunts. Like, she doesn't say anything. She just becomes a whole different person. And I always say, Guti, she's very smart, that she has mastered to know what to say in front of who.
At such an age.
She knows that when these people are around, like, I just become numb. When they're not around, she'll even whisper like, I'm like, why are you whispering? Like, no, I'm just saying that you're beautiful and everything. Like you could see that she wants to reach out, but now she can't because she's not comfortable doing that around certain people. Okay. I was like, you know what, I'm going to fight for this person up until everything ends. They kept on playing delay tactics and everything. And trust me, when the court case comes or when we being summoned, he pulls up with his mom and the boyfriend. Me, I pull up alone. Fine. And then we continued up until this year. This year I fought up until my last breath. Okay. The reason why, Futsi, I fought up until my last end, the school called me because I just find out, like I just recently got a new job, like a very good job, Owamie.
Congratulations.
And then I'm like, okay, I'm planning to buy myself a house or a car or anything, just to make sure that when I'm going again to fight for that case, like at least she'll come back into like in a good everything, like everything will be fine, because I also have a second child and the father of my child, he's very supportive. Even with this case, he's very supportive. So he always makes sure that he wants me to succeed in life, to gain more things, so that whenever she comes, this one, like
she comes into a
very better life.
Yeah.
Because I believe that she is living a better life there due to the aunts. I wouldn't say the father of my child because I know that he wasn't there. So, and then I'm like, judgments on my credit score. Judgments from where now? From St. Helena Primary School. Okay. When I called the school, I'm like, what are these judgments for? It's like, no, you haven't paid school fees ever since your child started grade 1 here. I'm like, did I sign for anything? Or did I concern myself that the child must study there? And then they're like, no, but you're the only one who's on a birth certificate, so we holding you accountable, and the father of the child as well. I'm like, who's the payer there? I'm registered as a payer.
Who registered you? Because you have to sign.
The child has been studying there for 3 years, but she has never paid school fees. I'm being garnished for it.
How much are we talking about here?
I think 40-something K. And the school fees is like 900 and something. I'm like, so you failed to tell me that you want 950 from me to pay school fees. It's like, don't tell me that I'm failing to pay 950. I'm paying umalume and the aftercare classes. I'm like, do you think that if she was staying with me, I would be paying for aftercare? As a parent, why should I pay for an aftercare for a teacher who can't go home because she needs to do a homework for my child? Because your grandmother, she can't do, like your mother, she can't do homework for her because
she's old.
She's old. What would she do? Yet you want your child to stay with that person. You are busy fathering other people's children. But what about yours?
But I think this might actually be a blessing in disguise. You don't think this will work for you when you go back to court?
Owamie, I've already lost the case. Well, the final verdict is not yet being given, but when I communicated with the social worker, of which I was the one who was reaching out, because when I went there, we did had an argument. So the time when we were having an argument, the social workers were like, okay, I need 3 family members' numbers that we'll communicate with. And then they made us sign the consent form that stated that if ever they need documents from us, we need to send them. Okay. And then number 3, they will come and check where we are staying to see if for the best interest of the child.
Yeah.
And see the child, will they be able to stay here? And they even asked, like, do you have another child? I'm like, yeah, I'm raising a child and she's 4 now. I'm staying just me and her. And then there's an aunt who's helping me if ever maybe like I want to do anything. And then they were like, okay, we need the number of that aunt as well. I gave it to them, hoping. That was March or May. Okay, and then when was the Passover? May or April? April.
I don't even know.
I can't even remember also.
You mean like Good Friday, ne?
Good Friday, yeah.
I think May, April.
April.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the case was around that time. And then we went to a police station. I'm like, the Passover holiday, can I please have it? And then it's like, okay, you can have. I'm like, let's go to the police station and do an affidavit because I don't trust you. We went there. So when we went to the police station to do an affidavit, we did everything. We put our ID numbers and everything. So I signed. He didn't sign. So he was like, he's going to bring the child. That's what he stated on the affidavit. So he's like, I'm going to bring the child and then you're going to bring her back. I'm like, okay. Chigi, the grandmother calls me, or the child calls me like, Mommy, since I'm coming to Joburg, please give me money to do my hair. I sent her, I'm like, how much should I send? And what are you going to do? And it's like, no, I just want to relax my hair. I'm like, okay. And like, you can send 100 rand. I'm like, okay, fine. I sent her. And then it's like, I'm coming to Joburg, but I'm going to start at Auntie Mang Mang's house. I'm like, you're not coming with your father? He's like, no. Okay. I'm like, okay, cool. And the people that they sending her to go visit, they're not going to allow me to take the child. So I think like he knew. So when I went there, also when I called, I'm like, I'm going to, since you decide, I'm going to come and take you, since you've already closed the school. And then she was like, okay. And then she called me again with a video call. It's like, hi Nicole. I don't think that I want to see you ever again. And please stop calling me. I don't want to visit you.
That's your daughter?
Yes.
She's how old now? 8. An 8-year-old, that's not a mind of an 8-year-old from what I can detect.
Okay, sweetie, it's fine. I'll see you tomorrow. And then we went. There's a friend of mine. She always helps me. So we went to the police station, Midrand, because she was in Midrand. We went to the Midrand police station and then we explained with the parental agreement. And then like, it's at night now. We can't do that because it's also late. Just come back tomorrow morning and then we'll go there. When we went there, that family was like, we don't know you. Please get out of my fucking house. And then they were like, Tato, do you know this person? Do you want to go with her? She was like, no. I'm like, okay. I just laughed. I'm like, this is getting hectic. It's getting serious. So we went on with the court case and I explained those things, the incident, and I explained to them that I do not have any relationship with this child because they're frustrating it. I can't even call her because sometimes the phone will be off. And if I'm calling the grandmother, she'll be like, she's not around. I'll call you back when she's around.
And she won't call.
Even the father, he will say the same thing and they won't call. So I'm like, can I at least get a chance because I filed for a full custody case. And then they were like, okay, fine. They knew the main reason why I was there. But when I did a follow-up, they're like, no, the child came through and then we did an assessment. We went to a school. We did go to the father's house and everything. I'm like, okay, no, I just wanted to give you an address where I'm staying and everything because I'm no longer staying where I was staying before. There will be no need because the child chose to stay with her father. I'm like, how come? And a minor chooses where they're staying. And they're like, no, just go through to the social workers thingy where you'll find out why we decided to listen to the child that they want to stay with the person. I went to Randburg Magistrate Court and then I asked them, I'm like, this is what's happening and the procedure has been jumped because this is what I've been told. But when I keep on phoning and finding out this is what I'm being told, those guys that didn't even speak to me, they were like, Mara, she doesn't look like she smoked drugs, Mos.
You drugs? Who would have said you smoke drugs?
It's like, no, like she's not I'm like, maybe the social workers, the reports that they're writing or anything, maybe they stated that or whatsoever. I'm like, I don't know the South African law and whatsoever, but I thought ingane, for her to make a decision, she needs to be 16 or 18.
Yes.
So apparently it doesn't go like that.
An 8-year-old, no, that's not how it works. I think this is just one of those things that really pisses me off. Injustice is so much in this country. Injustice is so much in this country. You will follow all the legal procedures, and I am telling you, the law itself will fail you. And That's really just a shame. It really does piss me off, because what do you mean? Did they ever even come to your place to check?
They didn't even phone those people, those numbers that I gave.
Then
I'm
what
the
if
one
your
who's
home?
reappealing.
What if your home is a better family setup for the child, but they don't know that because they never came, and why would they jump a procedure?
So I was like, okay, for me, it's giving the case has been bought. It's giving someone is lazy. It's giving so many questions, because I even called the following week. I'm like, maybe I didn't listen to you much on what you stated. Can you please explain to me
Repeat.
again that why the procedure is not being followed, and why are you giving these people to stay another 8 years with the child?
Not even 8. She can only be independent, I think, at the age of 18. That's the age. And do they understand that this child was taken away from you at a very young age? So no one knows what this family has been feeding this child. No one knows what they've been telling her. Of course, you don't have a relationship with her because they made it possible. Impossible, I mean. They made it impossible for you to have a relationship with the child. And in order for you to rebuild that relationship that you have with your child, is if you're also given a chance to be with your child.
Me, I even asked Uguti, will, like, I was like, if these people, they violated the parental agreement, because both of us, from both of our sides, we never like comply with this parental agreement due
Yes.
to our emotions and
Yeah.
wanting to be with this child. What will stop them at violating the court order that you guys are saying that is going to be given?
And other than that, why is it that only one is punished for violating? Because you both violated.
And then why am I be the only one who's being punished financially?
For the school fees that they enrolled the child in and you knew nothing about.
Exactly. What is the best interest?
Do you have a lawyer?
I don't have a lawyer, but I did have someone who was advising me. And she was number one person who was like, you know what? I can see that you're speaking so fond about this sister who was helping and everything, but she's the loophole who caused everything to happen like this, because she knows she's number one person who can also like close this whole thing, or like close this book, because she
By
was the one
telling
who
the truth
suggested
from the beginning.
she was the one who suggested that you need to take the child to stay with her mother. And she was the same person who can say, good, you know what? I was the one who suggested that this woman must take the child. But now, why is she not pulling through for you? Why is she not pulling through for you? And that's when you see, oh, I'm like, sometimes blood is really thicker than water. And you might think, people, they are behind you, or
They're
like
supporting
they're supporting
you,
you and everything.
know.
But they're not supporting you. Everything that they're doing, I'm sure they will be supporting their brother and the child. But for me and my feelings and my future and my mental health and whatever things that I've been going through, they don't care.
Because I know a lot of people watch my show. I know a lot of people that work within the justice system. There are some that watch my shows, and the injustice that we're facing in South Africa, it really is so sad. The injustice that we're facing in South Africa, it really is so unfair. If you watched my full series, I think I did 5 videos. The rich man's offense, and I was sharing my journey with court. I'm going to Pretoria court with my sister for maintenance from my father. When I tell you that I can't listen. Depression. What are you talking about? Like all these emotions, like the excitement when you go to court and the judge says okay this, and the person doesn't comply, they don't get arrested, they don't get punished for anything,
And they just simply lie. And
yes, and they just simply lie, and they go home, and they are very proud about it. You will hear it through the grapevines that they were boasting about it, like and I know the pain. I know the pain of being failed by the justice system. But I cannot even imagine what you would be going through as a mother. I am so sorry that you're going through all this.
it's okay. But
I
for
am so
me,
sorry.
like being here, it's not like to speak ill about anyone, but the main narrative or the purpose why I'm here is to just share ukuthi, like as women we need to raise awareness for people that we're having kids with, or the people or the partners that we choose, because now I'm just thinking ukuthi, this child, the environment that she's growing up to, yes, they can have flashy cars, show that they have money and everything, but what about the foundation that they're planting to her? What about the foundation? Being raised without a mother, like, I don't know what she'll become. I only pray that she turns out to be okay and not be angry and everything. But the people that we get ourselves involved with, I shame. Especially like Joburg, it looks like it's a trend to just
For pregnant.
And then play with the woman and move forward. And it's just not okay. And I know Guti, I need to wait maybe some couple of years to reappeal this case. I won't give up. I will reappeal again and see. But now I'm just worried, Guti, how will the relationship be formed? Because I know that they're still going to frustrate me more. And I think this also will make them more upset. But I just wanted to share my side of the story on how
your child got stolen from you, because this is really theft. That's literally theft, I am so grateful that you came. I am so grateful that you came. And the reason for that is because I know that, the conversation that I had with you when I said sometimes it takes being a mother to know, to understand your mother, or like you have to become a parent for you to understand some of the decisions that your parents had to make. Oh man,
don't cry.
I won't cry. It's because I remember when I was young, my mom got a job, and she was going to work at this place called Haskoror. The first day that she told me I got a job, I remember she called me. I was her firstborn. And then we got into her bedroom and she closed the door and she said, sit on the bed. And I said, and she said, don't tell anyone, but I got a job, And she's celebrating. And I start crying. Because at first I was happy that, she got a job. But then she says, no, it's at Haskororo. I'm going to not be home. And I started crying. I'm like, no, reject the job. She's like, why? I'm like, no, because you're going to be leaving? No. Like, I don't want you gone. Like, get a job. Wait until you get a job where you will go to work and come back. And I remember my mom just saying, oh, my child, you will not understand. But, I'm doing this for you. I really did not understand. And I remember, I think I've spoken about this. So, and I was really, there was a point where my mom and I's relationship, when she left to work, I kind of resented her a bit, because I was like, I don't understand. Like, why do you have to leave, Whereas today, whenever my baby comes here and he has to go, because his mom and him, they stay in Venda, because I'm his aunt, though he's my child. And he's like, no, just come. Let's all stay together. I'm like, Nana, I have to work. I can't leave here and go to Venda to stay with them. Obviously, soon I'm going to be taking him this side because he has asked. But at that point when he was asking, why can't we all just stay in Venda? I understood my mom. I was like, oh my God. I had this conversation with my mother, like, don't go, stay here. And he's having the same conversation with me.
You.
And I'm still choosing the same route that, my mother did. So I do pray to God that this video, your daughter, when she's grown, she will be able to also sit down and watch it and perhaps maybe also understand the real truth of what actually happened without maybe having to listen to the stuff that are being said to her, because it's very strange for your own child to call you by name. That's very disrespectful. It shows that they're not raising her in a way that they should in terms of manners, because you are supposed to respect all your elders, your mother especially, understand, especially if you have got a good mother, but I think she does not know that information, That's your camera right there. This part gets a lot of people emotional.
Okay.
You know, what message would you like to say to your daughter?
Like, I know that she's missing out, but I'm also missing out a lot. And my second baby daddy, he's always asking me, Ugusi, if you did not have this child, the one that I'm raising now, where would you be in life? I'm like, I really don't know, and I don't even want to think about it because I enjoy being her mother. I love being a mom. And a lot of my friends and people that I like making videos like with her and everything, like, yo, you're a great mom. I'm like, I'm always exhausted though. I'm always exhausted though. It's not easy being a mom. And sometimes I just sit back and think, Uguti, I'm sure these are the things that I could have shared with her. I don't even know whether those people are sharing these moments with her. Even if they do, it won't be the same. It will never be the same as your mother's love. But I love her, and I will never stop like fighting for her and believing that one day things will be okay. Because I remember on Easter time, because I had to use force for her to come and visit me during Easter time, I had a one-on-one conversation with her. I was like, you know what? I wish that one day you'll be able to make your own decisions and do not let anyone make decisions for you. She just broke down and cried. And that's when I knew that she understands what I'm saying. Because obviously she knows bigger things that are being said to her. For her to understand when I'm saying that, do not ever let anyone chooses what you really want for you. Like choose something else than what you really want for you. She just broke down. I was like, okay, she understands what I'm saying. And she really, really understands. That's when I knew, Guti, like she's smart and she's very calculative. That's what I can say. She's very smart and very calculative. But yeah, I hope her cool and Jabi Gatle and her heart be at peace.
You know, it really breaks my heart. Kids that suffer abuse, they're very calculative at a very young age. You learn to survive at a very young age, you know. So I would really say, please don't stop. Continue fighting for your child. The people that are in the justice system, can you guys please stop failing the community? We're not saying take a side. We're simply saying follow the law and stop taking bribes from people. I'm not saying that that's what happened here, but we hear so many cases that these days it's so scary when you go to court because you don't know, has someone already paid money in front? You don't know. You understand? You're sitting here and you're like, no, I'm gonna fight. I want justice. Can't they know justice is paid for already?
Favors the mother. Nobody should be separated with,
Do you
with the mother.
understand?
But I came to a shock that you can't be separated with the child as a mother here in South Africa and not even knowing why.
And for the fact that you've been fighting for years, that should also show the court because they should have records. You know, why would a bad, unfit mother keep fighting for her child? You know, that really is just sad. And I think with your story, what I actually just picked up right now is that this is what I actually wanted to say, that as a young mother, you really were doing what you believed was best for your child at that time. You took the child to the grandmother because that's the only grandmother that child has. You had to go and get a better paying job from someone that you unfortunately trusted, you know. And I feel like there might be some young mothers out there that are in the same shoes that you were at that time. So this is what I would suggest that you actually do. Affidavits are not as efficient. You understand? That's what I've grown to find out, that affidavits are not
Because you asked me, I
as...
was like, did I sign anything there?
Do you understand? They're not as efficient. So I think that what you can actually do is that you can approach the court. If maybe the family member is saying, though, take the child to my mother or whatever, you, of course, we're just helping. Approach the court, ask them. They want to take off the child for now as I'm busy settling in. But then after 8 months, I'm going to be getting my child back. what should I do? Because I want to be getting my child back. What should I do? What procedure should I do? Don't go to the cops. Trust me, the cops don't know the law. Like, I'm so sorry to be insultive if it is, but many police officers, they know nothing. When it comes to the law, they know very little. At least when you go to high court, you get lawyers, you get professionals that know about the law. They will advise you, to say, okay, this is the form that you need, or this is the procedure that you do. If they're saying go to the police station, okay, that's fine. But I don't think that would be the way. I think maybe there might be some sort of a document that they can give you that will be binding, that after that 8 months, if you are not fully settled in and the family still want the child, you can go and extend. I would like maybe another 5 months. I will be settled in by then. Then I can take my child back. If both are agreeing, you sign. Trust and believe, guys. Having everything in black and white will save you a lot of pain and tears, But I just want to say that, please continue fighting for that little girl. She's still too young.
Too young.
She's still too young. She does not understand. And I'm so happy that you are not taking anything that she has said or has done too hard to say, oh, that's what she wants. You understand that she's still very young. And so there are certain external factors that are playing here. But now I want to find out, your baby daddy, has he ever gotten a job? A real job, child?
I don't know. I really don't know. But he stated that he's working.
Where? He's working at work.
His sister's place. His sister's company.
Wow. The same one that said you should take the child to the mother because he will never get a job. Now gave him a job after they stole your child. Like, I would say that's my opinion, because I feel like it's theft. To take someone's child and disguise as, we're gonna just take care, you can get the baby back, and they don't. In my personal opinion, of course, I'm not saying this as a fact. I believe that's theft.
It is theft. And you know what? What I've told myself, and it's because maybe I like reading much. Angazusi about that family. But what I've realized, you always, like, people, they'll do horrible things to you, and then hoping in return that one day they will pay for whatever they're doing. Doesn't happen like that. Like Loco, I keep on seeing them like succeeding more than me, gaining more things more than me. So that's when I let go. Futhi, choose uNkulunkulu, it was the best thing that I ever done for myself, for healing whatever things that I'm going through. Like, that's when I learned ukuthi karma, it doesn't come for everyone. Karma, people, they choose how they perceive it. Like in a good way or in a bad way. So, because I would sometimes there were points where I would be asking God, I'm like, God, why am I suffering? And these people who are doing evil towards me, they prospering. Only to find out that to them, in their mindset, whatever thing that they're doing, they're not perceiving it as evil or something that is bad. That is why they don't get affected, because they don't even store it in their hearts or carry heavy weights. But to us who are knowing that whatever thing that they're doing, we carry heavy weights in a way that it blocks whatever good things that are coming into our lives.
Yeah.
That's one thing. And I always say with that family, they helped me to master that process, that law. You don't carry heavy weights. As much as it's heavy that I lost a child, I've learned to live without it and make sure that my heart is pure and then okay. Those days, they will come where I think about her and think how I got dropped on my first child and everything. But there will be days where I'll be like, but God gave me another child. Like, I'm happy, like I'm growing as a person and everything. But I don't want to give up on her, and I will never give up on her. She's still my child. And I have hope that everything will be together one day and everything will be fine.
Thank you so much for sharing your story.
It's okay.
And I'm really sorry that you had to experience all this, I do hope that your story is gonna, how can I say this? It's gonna have a happy ending, for you and your daughter. And I would also just like to ask, I know that we also have lawyers that watch us. Guys, you guys have pro bono cases that you are required to have a year. Please If you are a law firm and you still have spaces, please contact me. We have a lot of women that are out here that can use your legal services. Do good for the community, just help. Because for me, I feel this is so unfair. The final judgment has not been given. So if you are someone that is out there, a lawyer, and you can feel this story really did touch you, please contact me. I'll have my email address here. I can also maybe put yours. I don't know, but or we can contact you, ne?
Yeah.
And please, man, let's help her. Let's try help her fast before that final judgment is given. Please, just so that at least they can be able to know, because we do not know what this child is being told there. And I definitely feel that it's so unfair to rob a child of their mother when their mother is alive, well, and also wanting a relationship with their child. I feel that that is really honestly unfair. And I do hope that, Nana, you will grow up and watch this video and understand that your mother really did fight, and hopefully you can know and understand where everything started. And so, yeah, may God bless you, and may He give you wisdom and guide you, and to the family. One thing I know, when it comes to karma, it knows everyone's address. You can move, it knows everyone's address. It can take time, but karma knows everyone's address. There are people that will say, no, karma doesn't work. I get that. It just might not work at the time you expect it to work. But no, I'm telling you, the day it locates your address and it comes at the most, it can take 20, 50 years. That's karma for you. But when karma comes, I will share a story with you privately just so that you can know. Karma actually, it knows people's addresses. You might not even be alive to witness it. Yeah. But karma knows people's address. You can't live hating people for no reason and expect to live a good life. It doesn't happen. And the unfortunate part is just that some people's karma, it strikes them privately. But karma knows everyone's address. But anyway, ninjas, the only thing that I will stress more than anything, if you are someone that is in the legal and you work with what do they call this?
Child's welfare.
Family court.
Family court, yes.
Yes, if you work with family court, I definitely feel like something is wrong here. There's no way that they can just give a verdict to say, oh, the child chose. Meanwhile, they never even went to her home to check the family setup there, because they're supposed to make that decision based off of the two reports. And the child, because the child is a minor and these are two biological parents, the child's mouth does not matter in this issue. This is an 8-year-old. My son is 10. He still doesn't know how to decide. I was calling him about a pen that he wrote on the floor where he was putting a cross, or I didn't do it. But he did. Do you understand? So that's a child. The child doesn't know anything. So please, guys, please, I'm begging you, please contact me. It is urgent, unfortunately. So please do contact me. Let's see how we can actually help her. Any final words? What would you say to a mother that is maybe in that same situation or in the same situation where you're in right now?
In the same situation or not yet in the situation?
I would say maybe give advice to a woman that is about to willingly give a child to the...
Don't.
Okay.
I would say don't. Like you said, they must always do it legally. Even if it's like your family, there's no one to take care of your child. And then you feel as it's just too much, because it can't get too much if you're a single mom. But do not give the baby father or the baby daddy families your child, because it's a tale what people they're saying, but they do it, shame. They will rob you of your child and state you as an unfit mother, and say that you're not taking care of your child and everything. And what's worse about it, they'll pretend and like everything is okay, but they will serve you with a letter, just like how I did.
And to a mother that is in your situation right now?
To a mother who's in that situation, all I can say is that fight. All I can say is that fight, because people, they are very cruel outside. And basile, and especially, you know, I always say, I hope uNkulunkulu angiphe a man that doesn't have my parents aphilayo. I don't know whether that is wrong or right, because
To say
the
like God should
experience.
give you a man that doesn't have parents. Yeah.
Because I had very bad experience with that family. They gave me a very bad experience through ngisase girlfriend and through senginomntwana. But my current partner right now, he does have wakho saphila, and I always tell him, I thank God I had a child with you, because when I look at your background, your family is educated and banomoyo phansi. Now like moyo phansi, and I also see my daughter how she will become when she grows up. Like I don't have any doubts about her.
Yeah.
But the person that I have doubts with, it's the first one, of which I'm still alive. I want to make sure that I amend and teach her, you know, she mustn't fall into the both family sides, because my background is also not nice. And that background, it's like a wolf in a sheep's clothing. I don't want her to be like that also. I want her to be to be a very loving like woman and educated, have humility and pure kindness, like have a pure heart. Because on my family side, I know that they do have that, but on this side, it's very scary. And that is one family that taught me to do not envy anyone's life, because you don't know anything. But yeah, to the mother who's in that situation, do not stop. Just fight. Keep on fighting and get a lawyer, because if you're doing it alone, just like how I'm doing it, it will be very hard for you to win, because I feel like Nazi justice system of South Africa, everything is money.
Yeah.
Everything is giving money.
Yeah.
If you don't have money, you will never, like, you fight.
I
up
feel like
until
you
they
get punished.
get tired.
Yeah, you
of it.
get punished, you know. I really feel like you get punished. It really is such a sad situation. I honestly, I will not even lie to you. I will never, ever, 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 like I'm saying this publicly, I will never, ever approach any court without a lawyer for anything.
Yo.
No, not for anything. The only thing that was easy for me to get was a protection order against someone. Without a lawyer, I got that. And I mean, it was a pleasant experience. But when it comes to, but I think that because a lot of people keep saying you should go study law because you know a lot. But I went there with everything, like proof and everything, printed everything. So they couldn't even, you know.
They don't look at it.
Yeah, do you understand?
I went there with files printed for the social worker and whoever will be reading, and for him. Did they ever even open one page?
No, so get a lawyer. Honestly, like get a lawyer. That it is so unfortunate that this is where we're at right now. But definitely get a lawyer. Approaching the courts by yourself, these officials are dirtier than pigs. Most of them. I'm not saying all, but most of them are. But I'm happy that, you know what, people are exposing them right now. People are exposing and people are getting to know. Because when you have a lawyer, they don't play that game. You know, they don't play that game when you have a lawyer.
Yeah.
So basically, that's what I'm saying, guys. Please, man, if you have a law firm, you guys still have space for pro bono work, or you are a lawyer yourself, you'd like to help, please do contact me. Love you guys so much. Thank you for watching this. And please, man, you know, you should go ahead and comment. Have you ever experienced something like this? This is the first time I'm hearing something of this. Hey, nature, honestly. So now this show is also opening my eyes, you know, that wow, we cannot just willingly be giving our kids care now, because these people, they come with tricks and don't trust easily, you know. What I've seen is that especially people that have money, they can give you money, Shem, knowing their plans. Because look at it, 5 months is not a long time. 5 months is not a long time. For 8 years now, what's 5 months?
It's nothing.
Of giving someone...
And there's no memory.
And there's no memory of it. You understand? So, wow. It really is a sick thing. I do hope she gets her karma times 10, you know. But anyway, ninjas, I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And yeah, from me, Owamie, we'll see you guys on our next episode or my next episode of To Hell and Back. I love you, ninjas. Stay blessed. Mwah. Bye.
Bye.